What if the person you spent your whole life trying not to be was the only version of you anyone ever truly loved? In 1995 New Jersey, Chris Brander is the definition of invisible, overweight, braces, frizzy hair, the kind of kid who dreams loud in silence. But in the pages of his yearbook, he takes the biggest risk of his life, writing a love confession to his best friend Jamie Palomino. She's the golden girl, popular, gorgeous, but more than that, she's kind, which almost makes it worse. Chris isn't just hoping to be noticed, he's hoping to be loved back. But at their graduation party, a cruel twist ruins everything. His secret message gets intercepted, read aloud in front of the whole school by Jamie's ex-boyfriend Tim. And just like that, Chris isn't just heartbroken, he's humiliated. Jamie lets him down softly, saying she loves him like a brother, but to a teenage boy in love, those words cut deeper than hate. That night, Chris makes a promise to himself. He's going to leave this town, transform into someone powerful, and come back to prove them all wrong. 10 years later, in Los Angeles, Chris is a different man. He's sleek, successful, a music industry executive who oozes confidence and never stays in one relationship long enough to feel anything. But when his boss forces him to escort pop star Samantha James to Paris for a deal, a freak accident with a foil-wrapped burrito on the private jet sends the plane crashing back down in New Jersey, the last place he ever wanted to be. Stranded during the holidays, Chris is forced to bring Samantha, who is loud, chaotic, and wildly in love with him, back to his childhood home. His mom is thrilled, his brother is unhinged, and the universe has just thrown him back into a world he thought he'd buried for good. And then, he sees her, Jamie, behind the counter at a local cafe. She hasn't changed, still radiant, still sweet. And when their eyes meet, time folds in on itself. Chris tries to play it cool, claiming he's just in town briefly, but the feelings come rushing back. They agree to go on a date, and now Chris just has one problem: how to ditch a fame-hungry pop star without destroying his career. He tricks Samantha into believing the local mall is packed with adoring fans, and while she's off playing celebrity in suburbia, Chris and Jamie reconnect over hot chocolate and old memories. But just when things start to feel real, Chris fumbles, going in for a kiss and receiving a friendly hug instead. Humiliated all over again, he spirals into a silent tantrum that Jamie accidentally witnesses. Desperate to regain his balance, Chris joins her on a trip to the ice rink with her students. But the moment he steps onto the ice, it becomes painfully clear he may be rich and successful, but he still doesn't know how to be vulnerable. He's clumsy, out of shape, mocked by children, and eventually gets body checked so hard he ends up in the hospital. While recovering, he vents to his childhood friend Clark, realizing maybe the person Jamie once liked was the real him, the sweet, honest, awkward kid who wrote love letters instead of chasing power. Back at home, things only get worse. Samantha is high on pain meds. Chris walks in on his brother massaging her while she's barely clothed, and his past and present are clashing so hard he can't tell which side of himself he's supposed to choose. He invites Jamie to go ice skating again, trying to recreate the spark, and for a moment, it feels like things are working. They laugh, talk about dreams and what they want out of life. But every step forward seems to be followed by 2 steps back. Dusty, another old classmate who used to be quiet and nerdy, suddenly appears, transformed into a slick, nice guy who sings and plays guitar, clearly making a play for Jamie's heart. Chris recognizes the game, but Jamie doesn't see the danger. Dusty volunteers at a hospital. He's attentive, he's respectful, and he's exactly what Jamie thinks she wants. Chris, meanwhile, feels himself sliding back into the friend zone, watching from the sidelines as someone else plays the part he spent 10 years rehearsing. After one particularly awkward evening, Dusty even invites Chris's mom to crash their hangout, and Chris is left feeling like a third wheel in his own story. Samantha, growing increasingly unstable, crashes Jamie's house party in a jealous rage, plowing through her front yard in a car and screaming accusations at Chris in front of everyone. The night is a disaster, and Chris is left wondering if he's ruined any chance of happiness. But then Jamie comes to his room, not angry, not accusatory, just present. They talk, really talk, like they used to before any of the pretending began. And for the first time, Chris starts to question whether his transformation ever mattered. What if the version of himself he buried, the sweet, emotional, insecure kid, was the only one who ever had a shot at real love? The next morning, Jamie tells her friend she still has feelings for him, but worries about what comes next. Does he move home? Does she move to LA? Is there even a future between them beyond nostalgia? Chris, meanwhile, prepares to leave again. Dusty's smugness is unbearable, and the idea of losing Jamie to someone like him is too much. But just as he's about to board a flight, Chris learns the truth. Dusty's only after revenge. All those years ago, he too had been friend-zoned by Jamie, and now he's returned with a smile on his face and a knife behind his back. Furious and afraid he's blown it, Chris crashes one last event, finding Jamie just as Dusty is about to perform another manipulative song. The pop princess Samantha, now completely unhinged, follows close behind and turns the gathering into chaos. But none of it matters, because when the dust settles, Chris finally gets to speak from the heart. He tells Jamie he's done pretending. He loves her. He's always loved her. No games, no ego, no posturing, just the truth. And to his amazement, she says she feels the same. As they kiss under the snowy sky, with the same three boys who once mocked him watching in horror, Chris realizes he didn't need to become someone new to be loved. He just needed to be brave enough to be himself. Because sometimes, the greatest glow-up isn't in how you look, but in how honest you're finally willing to be. If you find this piece of content worth your while, please don't forget to hit the like button so more people get to see this, and subscribe for daily content like this. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.